So I saw in there this corpus linguistics. So, can you just give
now I've got my screen share thing. I can actually show you what
an explanation of that quickly, and like how we can apply this like in the classroom in our classes with students, how it will help become, help in our conversation classes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I've been doing for a while now, and it's pretty much my main research area at the moment, is to look at alternatives to dictionaries and translation websites. And something that has been quite popular over the last 5 or 10 years is to use language corpora for this purpose as a language reference resource to replace dictionaries or translation websites. The reason for this is because...
Do you think it will?
I believe that it's still not in the mainstream yet, but it's something that once it builds up and once we actually have the better apps, more functional websites and more simpler user interfaces, then I believe we really will get there. So one of the things that if you don't understand what a corpus is basically a collection of texts, either written or spoken, and these can be in the millions, tens of millions, or even billions of words. And how these work for language learning and teaching is that, say, for example, you'll have an expression like the data suggests that, right? And you want to know what words could replace suggest in that expression. Then I could go to Corpus and I could enter the data and then put a little star where suggest is, and then the corpus would then provide me with many examples of different expressions that would replace the word suggest with lots of different options that I could use.
You mean in that specific context with the surrounding words? Because what's the difference between a corpus and a thesaurus, for example?
Well, what all a thesaurus will do is it will give you similar words at the single word level. And these are linked by kind of conceptual categories like time, space, number, object, and things like that. And often these can also be slightly arbitrary as well. So what a corpus will do is it will give you the search results with enough surrounding context that you'll be able to figure out how the word is actually used rather than what the word means. And this is what we're trying to get away from when we're talking about getting away from dictionaries. Very often when a language learner uses the dictionary, it will give them a definition. And most cases, especially second language learners, the definition can be harder to understand than the actual word than you were looking for. So then you've got a real problem. So what Corpora do, and here is what I'm going to try and share the screen with you here to give you a couple of examples of how this works out. This is one of the easiest Corpus interfaces out there. It's called the Skell platform. If you just Google Skell, Skell, it stands for Sketch Engine for Language Learning, and it just pops up like this. So something that I do with my students right off the bat, say, for example, I want to know what words go together with the word research. I want to know how the word research is used in context. So what I'm going to do here is click in research into the website, and it gives me 40 expressions taken from lots of different kind of genres or disciplinary areas about how the word research is used. Not only that, but it gives me different variations of research as well. For example, researching, researched, and so on. And I can search for it, whether it's a noun or a verb. So what I can do is I can spend time reading the different examples, or you can start to get more complex and try different functions, such as the word sketch function here. So what this is, it's a very basic, it provides me with some basic search results based on the corpus data these are computational processes that will then use frequency and other measures that tell us which words go together and which words don't go together with other words.
Which is an important thing to mention to your students, is like that words, like oftentimes a word doesn't just sit by itself, right? There's usually prepositions that go along with it, or
that's it. So one of the biggest problems, for example, that second language learners have in English is that of phrasal verbs, right? They're one of our most difficult, kind of impossible things to get right, because the rules that make these things up is pretty much completely arbitrary. The rules are actually, there is no such thing as grammatical rules, to be honest. In fact, what grammatical rules are merely statistical frequency effects of actual language in use. And the difference between native speakers and second language learners is native speakers have already internalized all of these statistics as a result of being exposed to millions, if not billions, of words throughout their lifetime. Second language learners don't have access to this kind of resource. So what a corpus does is it gives you the access to those millions and billions of words that you can query, so that you can see how these words go together and how they're used in different phrases. And that it's kind of in the same way that a native speaker would think of these expressions. So it's speeding up the process greatly for making associations between words, looking at different grammatical patterns and so on. So what you can see here on the screen with research, for example, is I want to know what verbs can go together with research as a subject here, right? So I can have the research suggests, research shows, research indicates, research reveals, and so on. So if you looked in a thesaurus, as you asked me before, for words like reveal, you might get these examples. But here I know that these examples are specific to research. So then if I click on any one of these, I can get examples of the word research together with suggests. You can see here the color-coded results. Research plus suggest here. And I can see that
there's a ton of examples.
A ton of examples. I've got here research suggests. What does research suggest? It suggests the social component of ritual. It suggests cosmic dust might have skewed the results. So I'd like to see what paper that came from. It sounds pretty out there. It's like a Joe Rogan type. Right. Jamie, pull that up. Pull that shit up.
Hey guys, I'm sitting here with my daughter, Sophia. She's recording this. And I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it and you want to see another video like it, then right next to me, you can click another video for a fun lesson idea or a teaching tip. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you get new videos every week. Keep teaching and keep learning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.